Simon Howard and I'm the Marketing Director here at Bailey of Bristol.
And I'm Lee Davey, caravan journalist as well as brand ambassador for Bailey.
And welcome to deepest, darkest South Bristol for the launch of the all-new Phoenix GT75 Caravan range. First introduced 5 years ago, Phoenix is an affordable range of lightweight caravans targeted at people looking for their first new caravan purchase. Since then, with more and more people taking up caravanning for the first time, it's quickly grown to become our best-selling range. The third edition Phoenix, being unveiled here today, arrives in the form of the special 75th anniversary edition GT75, which features striking new looks both inside and out, and a number of new practical design features which help make this best-selling range better than ever.
Now, before we show you the fantastic new Phoenix range, just a reminder that we are live. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and we'll do our very best to answer them by the end of the show. We'll also be running a competition, so keep your eyes peeled for entry details as well as the prizes we have on offer. Now, in case you miss anything from this live event, all of the details will be on the Bailey website from tomorrow lunchtime. That's Thursday the 13th of July. The website is baileyofbristol.co.uk. Now, also to help Simon and I present these new models, we'll be joined by members of the Bailey product development team who will guide us through the design process.
I'm delighted to say we're also joined by a number of key journalists and social media influencers here tonight. Their primary role is to heckle Lee and I throughout the broadcast, and if things get really bad, maybe even toss some rotten vegetables at us, but hopefully it won't come to that. But the real reason they're here is to give you their first impressions of the new Phoenix GT75 models. So once the broadcast's finished, they're going to get inside all these caravans, they're going to let you know what they think about them, and they're going to post their comments on the social media channels using the Bailey Phoenix GT75 hashtag.
So that's it by way of introduction. It's now time to reveal the star of the show, and it's this all-new special edition GT75 anniversary model. Now, I mean, straight away you can see on the caravans around us that it has striking new graphics as well as that panoramic front window. But let's have a quick look at a VT that shows you the GT75's external features. You join us from a very sunny Lee Court in Bristol, and we're going to give you an exterior overview of the new Bailey Phoenix GT75 range.
Front end, as you can see, as with all Bailey models, the Phoenix has the extremely popular vertical panoramic picture window. But we framed that with additional graphics here to sort of give it a more upmarket feel and to sort of keep it in line with the other ranges in the Bailey Caravan portfolio.
And this GT75 branding continues on the side, as does the all-new graphics.
Sort of a mauvey sort of pinky scheme, which goes very well with the grey sides, which are retained from the previous Phoenix series. And as with all Bailey models, the skin is GRP for enhanced durability and improved thermal performance. And to finish off the stylish new looks for the GT75 range, we have 14-inch silver alloy wheels.
And also, talking of security, we have an all-new door with a high security lock. And for all you tidy caravan lovers, you know, who doesn't like a nice tidy caravan? There's a bin included on the Phoenix range.
So let's nip round the offside now and look at the new features there.
So on the other side of the caravan, we have an exterior locker door which allows you to access storage underneath the bed. It's worth noting that each Phoenix GT75 model has such a door, at least one, but it is model specific. Sadly, you'll just have to take our word for it because we've lost the keys.
In a similar vein, this is where the gas lives. Again, with all Bailey models, we try to keep as much weight as possible over the axles to enhance stowing stability. But in addition to the gas, we also have the water and the electric, even the loo. All the services are now on the offside for enhanced practicality.
Which is a shame because my kids have just got used to using the electric hookup cable as a skipping rope in the awning.
How very dare you, Mr. Davey, how very dare you. Quickly, back to the studio. Well, thank you very much for that practical feedback, Lee. You'll have the opportunity to pass that on to the product development team imminently. But there's no doubt it's a fantastic looking caravan with great curb appeal. But it's not just the looks that matter. Clearly a vehicle must be up to the task as well. And we at Bailey, perhaps more than anyone else, ensure that is the case by testing the products ourselves. The latest example of this was earlier this year in March, when we took 2 of our caravans and 1 motorhome on a 2,750 mile trip to the Sahara Desert and back. And here's how we got on.
I mean, that video is a great reminder of what was a fantastic trip, but I suppose the biggest question is why?
Why indeed? Why would we subject ourselves to that? Why do you subject the vans to it? And I guess there's 3 reasons. One, it's really good fun. I mean, we pretend it's work, but actually not. It's great. We really enjoy using the vehicles, and it's important our customers realise that we do enjoy using them as much as they do. Secondly, perhaps it broadens people's horizons in terms of where you can take a modern caravan and motorhome, but also it's a real-life test, it's a real-life validation of the product in use.
Yeah, I mean, talking of testing, I've been to Millbrook before because the Bailey products undergo extended testing, don't they? And it is quite arduous, but some of that was mirrored on the trip as well. I mean, there were certain elements we went through the Atlas Mountains. Parts of it were billiard table smooth, other parts, I mean, it was quite a challenge, as with the Sahara Desert as well. So, you know, it's a great way to test it, especially in those real life conditions.
Sure, but nothing actually beats testing them yourselves, because you can obviously find out what works and what doesn't, and then feed that back through the design process. But it's not just testing the physical strength of the product, it's also testing the thermal capabilities.
Yeah, because I mean, this trip started in Sagres. And the reason for that is because in 2020, that's as far as we got before COVID meant we had to come home a bit sharpish. But as I was taking the caravans down through France, during the day, 2 degrees and snowy. We get to the Sahara Desert just 2 weeks later, unsurprisingly, 35 degrees and very sandy. So it's good to see that these are built for 4-season touring.
Oh, they really are all-weather vehicles. Fantastic insulation provided by the Alutech body shell, and that combines with modern heating systems. In this case, it was the Prima heating system, which means you have heating should you need it, obviously not in the desert, but hot water with you all year round. You really are totally self-contained, and you can take these vehicles out whenever you want.
Yeah, and I mean, you touched on being self-contained there. In Morocco, the scenery, I mean, stunning. I hope that video went some way to show just what it is like. Wherever you pitch, the sights, the views are phenomenal, and probably views like I've never seen anywhere else. But by the same token, some of the facilities on site were also like nothing I've ever seen.
Less phenomenal.
Yeah, yes, a bit more rustic, shall we say.
Yeah, indeed.
So to have your own facilities with you, almost like that hotel feel with you, right behind your car, is certainly a bonus.
Well, absolutely. I mean, with a caravan, you're guaranteed your own levels of hygiene and comfort, the sort of levels you'd find at home, so you really know what you're taking away with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have an authentic trip, but without parts of that authenticity.
Absolutely right.
Now, we touched upon the interior. What's changed for the GT75?
Well, I think that's the question everyone wants to know. They want to know, do the GT75 models look every bit as good inside as they do outside? And I think we probably kept them waiting long enough. So here's your first chance to get behind the new high security door lock and step inside the new Phoenix GT75 range.
So you joined Simon and I from inside a Phoenix GT75. Now, we've had quite a few Phoenix models ourselves, and it's nice to follow that evolution process forwards from model year to model year. Now, just sitting here, I can see quite a few changes. the first of which is a missing radio right above my head, and a new shade of woodwork in the kitchen, it must be a challenge to keep, keep those wheels turning. So what have you had to do and consider for the GT75?
You're absolutely right, Lee. It's a first choice caravan range, and the key parameters to keep that popular are fundamentally price and weight. So you've got to offer fantastic value for money in this sector, and Phoenix has been very successful because it continued to do that. However, you've got to keep the range looking fresh and move it forward and try and give it a more sort of upmarket appeal. So a lot of the changes in the Phoenix this time round are cosmetic. As you can see, we've got these very smart new locker doors above us. We have two new soft furnishing schemes. This is the standard Hatton scheme. There's an optional Amersham scheme. Both schemes have fully sprung seats because with a lot of the layouts, the front seating is used for both seating and sleeping. So therefore sprung is always best in that case. And the Amersham's also got the AquaClean fabric, which means you can wipe clean with water. And that's great if you've got pets, children, or messy brand ambassadors staying in the caravan for you.
Yeah, that would be a very handy addition, I think. But it's not just the cosmetics that have changed, is there? There's been a few tech changes in here as well.
Indeed, indeed. The absence of the stereo you alluded to earlier, don't worry, it is still here, but we've moved it to a dedicated media centre in the middle of the caravan. And really with music, people tend to consume it in a different way now. The days of the radio, CD, MP3, they're probably past, and most people like to stream music. So as a result, we've set up a dedicated media centre that comes complete with a standard specification Sonos portable speaker, which you can connect up to your smartphone through Bluetooth. There's also a phone charging point and a double USB point in there, so you can stream your sounds whenever you want.
So at least you've got my greatest hits of the 80s covered. I'm pleased about that.
I don't think you can stream that, Lee. I don't think those songs are any longer available.
I think you can still get it on 8-track if you've got an 8-track player in here somewhere.
In addition to the sounds, as with all Bailey caravans, the new Phoenix is pre-wired for Wi-Fi. Again, looking at our customer research, well, people do like to get away. They do still like to remain connected. Yeah. So all the vans are pre-wired for Wi-Fi, which makes the retailer fit of the Avtech mobile Wi-Fi system very, very straightforward, and it allows people to stay connected wherever they are.
And it's good to see quite a few favourites remaining from Phoenix models that we've enjoyed previously. Prima combi. I mean, starting off with that, we've used that in the Arctic. We just come back from the Sahara, where that performed admirably. And also, you know, the tech. We touched upon the media station, where I'm going to play my greatest hits of the 1980s. Lots of USB points. Wireless charging, I think that's a nice addition. And obviously lots of sockets, because, you know, it doesn't matter where you go, Helen's got her hair straighteners. So it's good to see wherever I am now, I can see lots of sockets dotted around. So
you're absolutely right. It's important not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah. There's an awful lot about the current Phoenix range that really works and people really like. So we've incorporated a lot of those elements in the next generation.
Now the kitchen, I can notice the difference with that the minute I walk through the door. There's certain elements that I recognise from Phoenix models, but also it's a very different aesthetic. So what changes have you made here?
Changes very much sort of cosmetic. You've got a sort of warm grey marble worktop and splashback. But again, the key elements that make Phoenix so popular, plenty of worktop space, plenty of storage space in the overhead lockers, they remain. The kit, again, very comprehensive for a caravan in this part of the market. You've got a Thetford 4-burner hob, separate oven grill, you've got a Dometic under-counter fridge, and a new twisty-turny plate-free microwave, I believe is the technical term for it.
Is that on the marketing info? Is that?
I believe so.
Okay,
I believe that to be the case.
Good.
So again, it's got all the nuts and bolts you need to allow you to cater for whether you're going away for a short weekend or an extended holiday.
Right, so we've covered quite a few changes in the Phoenix. Is there anything we've missed?
Well, moving a bit farther back past the media centre, bedrooms upgraded, new mattresses, new headboards, and the bathrooms too have been completely refreshed, new worktops, splashbacks, new sinks. So effectively the whole caravan has received a complete makeover to make it look and feel more upmarket.
Right, I think we've covered pretty much about everything. So is it now time to go back to the two good-looking chaps in the studio?
Oh, indeed. Well, sadly, we couldn't find two good-looking chaps in the studio, so I'm going to hand you back to Lee now, who has the opportunity to give the advanced product development team the benefit of his many, many years of caravanning wisdom.
Now, as with the exterior, the interior has certainly taken a big step forward in both style and practicality. We're joined by Clare and Chloe from the Bailey Advanced Design team, just to find out how they went about creating the new GT75 range. Now the new Phoenix range has has a very stylish look and feel, and I think I'm living proof that style is beyond some people. So how on earth do you go about transforming the Phoenix Plus into the GT75 we see here?
So we start by understanding what our customers want from their caravans. So ultimately they're after somewhere that they can relax and unwind, but also being really functional. So we focused on modernising the interior and exterior by adding in some thoughtful, practical touches that we hope our customers will love, and also bringing more up to speed with our premium ranges in terms of comfort and technology, which is great when you consider the exceptional value for money that Phoenix provides.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that in mind, can you talk us through the design process of the Phoenix GT75?
Yeah, so starting with the exterior, we created a vibrant graphic scheme with even more Phoenix branding, because we really wanted Phoenix to have its own identity when out on the road. We've added a Phoenix branded front window and also limited edition GT75 badges to represent our 75th anniversary. We really wanted this stylish exterior to be represented on the interior as well, with the use of our new material finishes and soft finishing schemes. With the success of introducing more complementary colour into some of our superior ranges, we wanted to make this a key improvement when designing the Phoenix range as well.
Now, along with the colours as well, there are some genius touches. I don't know which one of you is responsible for this, but we have a 650. Whenever we're away, my wife insists I put the awning up just for somewhere to put our shoes. Now, I walked into the 762, you've already thought of that. So you might spare me having to put the awning up just for somewhere dry to put the shoes. So with that in mind, what improvements have you made across the range?
So yeah, with the addition of our 762 range, it gave us the opportunity to play around with a lot more living space as well as clever storage solutions. So that was the addition of the 𝗚𝗲𝘃 area, which provides you with a designated space for your family as soon as you walk in the door, which is perfect for British family holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. That utter genius. Now, across the range, what new features have we got? There's some tech involved as well, isn't there?
Yeah, we really focused in on the technology. We know customers are really wanting to have their home away from homes. So we've got our dedicated media station that provides a home for your iPad, your tablet, as well as the Sonos speaker that's obviously now included as standard. We have pop-up wireless charger to go alongside that, plenty of USBs, 230-volt sockets to keep all the family happy. And with the pre-wire for Wi-Fi, it keeps all of our customers connected. And
also, I can see you've got some fabric samples there as well. So there's a choice of fabrics, I believe, with one of them having a unique ability.
Yeah, so for the first time ever, we're offering our Phoenix range in 2 upholstery schemes. This one being an aqua clean scheme, which makes it an easy clean scheme. So you can just wipe it down with water and remove any stains. So it's perfect when you go away with the family and you take your pets away with you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, team. That's brilliant. I'm particularly excited about the Aqua Queen because that's not only very useful for caravanners with children's pets, it's also very useful for messy brand ambassadors such as Mr. Davey.
Yeah, I think I'd be a good test of that.
Yeah, shocking, quite frankly. Anyway, so that's a comprehensive overview of the new range. Now it's time to look through each of the new models in turn. In order to do so, Lee and I filmed individual walkthroughs of each of the models, identifying the key features of each of the layout. Extended versions of these videos will be live on our website tomorrow. The Phoenix GT75 model lineup features 5 of the best sellers from the current generation Phoenix, plus 1 exciting new addition, which we will reveal at the end, so please stay tuned. The first model in the range is the super lightweight Phoenix GT75 420. Compact on the outside, yet spacious on the inside, this is the perfect caravan for couples. Let's have a look round.
So the 420 is the smallest caravan in the GT75 range, MTPLM of just under 1160 kilos and a shipping length of 5.5 metres. However, once you step inside, you have beds that are 6'3" long. You could use it as a generous double, or they do make for sizable single beds, which means you wouldn't have to make it up each night. The kitchen is incredibly well equipped for a 2-berth caravan, and because it has that end washroom, you will also have plenty of space behind. Now, dipping into my bag of cliches, this caravan is small but perfectly formed, and that means you're not limited with where you want to travel. So if you found that ideal coastal pitch or that lovely sunset spot, you can go there with the 420 and you will have everything you need. Now, to hand back to the studio to two people who are definitely not small or perfectly formed. And it's back to me holding my stomach in the studio. So the second returning favourite is the Phoenix GT75 440. Now, this is a compact 4-berth caravan with a fixed bed, which means it's great for families or couples with dogs.
So here we are in the Phoenix 440. It's currently the second best selling model in the Phoenix range, and it's really easy to see why. In terms of length, it's just under 7 metres, yet it's a 4-berth. Because it means it can be used either by couples or by families. And it weighs just over 1,350 kgs, which means it's accessible to a wide range of tow vehicles. Unusually for a model of this size, at the back of the caravan you've got a full transverse washroom, which means you've got a large separate shower cubicle, a loo, a sink, and plenty of space to dry, so plenty of privacy and practicality there. Moving farther forward, we've got a lovely big fixed double bed with plenty of storage underneath, kitchen and media centre in the middle, and at the front here a decent sized lounge which will accommodate 4 people in lounging mode, and at night this will convert into a spacious double or 2 short singles, either for a small child or a large dog. Lee, Max or Charlie, who's getting that seat?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll probably be on the floor, definitely Max or Charlie, probably both of them together, I would have thought.
You know your place.
Absolutely,
you know your place.
Absolutely.
That's 2 down, 4 to go. But before we introduce the rest of the models to you, we thought we'd use the mid-session interval for a bit of light entertainment.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, it's what everyone's been waiting for, but here's the chance to win some top quality prizes in our 75th anniversary quiz. So get ready to post your answers to the following questions in the comments section below. First person to answer correctly wins the prize, and the lucky winners will be notified via our social media channels tomorrow. Question number 1 for the chance to win a 75th anniversary goodie bag, including a much sought after Bailey Bear, as demonstrated by my glamorous assistant.
Thank you very much.
So question number 1. I'm delighted to say that we're joined here tonight by Kay and Phil Taylor. Kay is the daughter of Martin Bailey, who founded FG Bailey Limited, which later became Bailey Caravans Limited. So with that in mind, the question is, Kay's dad Martin built his first Bailey caravan, not a million miles away from where we are now, but what was the name of his first model? What was the name of the first Bailey caravan? Thank you very much. Second question now. The person who supplies us with the correct answer will become the proud owner of a Cadillac Grillo Chef barbecue, no less, supplied by Prima Leisure. In order to win that barbecue, the question is, what has been the company's longest running caravan range? So which of the company's caravan range has been in production for the longest period of time? Now for the third and final question, for a chance to win tonight's star prize, a magnificent Sonos portable speaker, which, as you may remember, is included as standard specification in all new Phoenix GT75 models, other than the one behind me, because that's where we've stolen that one from to give away as a prize. Because we've upped the ante this time, the question is a little bit harder, and question 3 is, since 2009, how many different caravan ranges, including special editions, have been built using Bailey's patented Alutech construction system? So how many Alutech construction ranges have there been? So there you are. Mercifully, I think that's the light entertainment break over. Answers to these questions will be revealed at the end of the programme, and winners will be notified via our social media channels tomorrow.
Thank you, Simon, for the game show interlude. I mean,
You're welcome.
That is 70s Saturday night telly right back there, isn't it?
Bring back that cheese.
Yes, but now we've got to get onto the serious business of the caravan.
Absolutely.
So, island beds. very much flavour of the month at the moment, and it probably comes as no surprise there are 2 island bed layouts in the new Phoenix GT75 range. Now, the first we'll look at is the 644. Now, this has a transverse island bed and an end washroom, so that makes it great for families and couples alike.
So this is the 644. It's the second of the largest single axles in the Phoenix range. It's 7.5 metres long, but only has an MPTLM of just over 1400 kgs, which means it is still accessible to a wide range of tow vehicles. This is arguably the most luxurious caravan in the range and equally at home either for couples or for families. In the front we have a very spacious lounge. These beds are 5'11", which is very long for a layout of this type, so they generally can be set for singles, not just as a double. But the real star of the show as far as this layout is concerned is the end bedroom. It features a 6'2" retractable island bed, which is transverse, so running across the van. Plenty of storage underneath the bed, which is also accessible from the outside through a exterior hatch. Either side of the bed there's 2 wardrobes, and there's also storage above, so again plenty of space to store all your clothing inside the van as well. To finish off, a very spacious washroom right across the back of the caravan, again featuring a large separate shower cubicle. So all in all, very palatial, and I'm certainly eyeing up that bed in this model for the next Big Bailey adventure without having to share it with you, Lee.
Yeah, I can't blame you. I mean, you've had 19 days of sharing a caravan with me already, so
no one deserves that.
No one deserves that at all, no matter what. So we're talking about island beds, and the second island bed layout in the Phoenix GT75 range is the ever popular 640 that's to my right. Now, this is the best selling layout in the Phoenix range because it has that end bedroom and an interior layout that's split into 3 distinct sections. But let's take a look. So in addition to the goodies we've previously mentioned in the range overview, the 640 has a layout which is divided into 3 distinct sections. You have the lounge here, you have the washroom in the middle, and you have that large bedroom at the back with the island bed. Now, I don't know about you, but the amount of times that I've had to then make up a bed after I've fallen asleep here, well, you won't have to with the 640, because all you have to do is walk to the other end of the caravan where you have that bed already made up. The 640's washroom is where that versatility really comes into play. You have a door at the front and a sliding door to the rear in the bedroom, and the loo door also shuts and divides the front off. So if you're traveling as a couple, you can simply use it to close the loo, or if you're traveling with a younger family, kids in the front, parents at the back, and you can divide off either end, and should you need to use the loo at night, you're not going to disturb anyone. Importantly, this has an MTPLM of just over 1400 kilos, which means you can tow it with a medium-sized family car. Now, talking of this layout, this year I think I've caravaned more with Simon than I have my own wife. So the 640 would be perfect. I would have dibs on the bed at the back, Simon at the front, and we could divide each other off, which, let me tell you, is no bad thing. So talking of which, Simon, back to you in the studio.
As you're probably aware, Bailey is unique in this industry, and it has its own dedicated parts and accessory business known as Prima Leisure. Consequently, as well as supplying customers with their caravan and motorhome, we're also able to offer them a unique range of accessories designed to make their ownership of their vehicle more enjoyable. So here, to talk through what goodies Prima have to offer us on the new Bailey Phoenix GT75 is Mr. Nick East, Customer Service Advisor for Prima. Nick, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. I can't wait to show you what Prima's got on offer.
Nick, really looking forward to it, but before we do, I think we've got a short video showcasing some of your new products for the season.
Would you like more worktop space in your caravan? Well, from Prima Leisure, you can buy this worktop extension piece. It's 41 centimetres long, 37 centimetres wide, and the kit includes all the fixtures and fittings, and then when not in use, it simply folds flat against the kitchen unit. This bespoke kitchen pack is available for all Bailey caravans and motorhomes that have a round sink. It comprises of a draining board, a chopping board, as well as this round plastic bowl. Now importantly, these stack together, which makes them easy to store and to transport. This is the 𝗏 Pro Extra cover. Now this is designed to protect your caravan whilst it's on the move from dirt, dust, scratches and stone chips. It's made in the UK by Specialised Covers and is model specific, and it will give you that bespoke custom fit whichever caravan you have. And importantly, it also comes with the Bailey logo. Now it simply slides into the awning rail and then it zips up. I mean, fitting it really is easy and takes just a couple of minutes. The quick fit clip system allows you to attach it to the bottom of the caravan, and you get a strap that passes under the A-frame as well to make it secure. Now importantly, it also has cutouts for the lights so that your lights can be visible whilst you're towing, and also the back of the cover is non-abrasive, which means it will protect your windows as well as your bodywork. I'm sure most of us enjoy the escapism of a caravan or motorhome holiday, but sometimes it's nice just to have some Wi-Fi. If you've got younger members, whether you're even working from the caravan, or sometimes if the weather's less than ideal, you can stream a film whilst in your caravan or motorhome. Now normally you wouldn't see one of these units because these live on the roof. Now I've had one of these fitted to my own caravan for about 18 months now, and it performs incredibly well. I'm not just saying that, I've tried it against my phone and I've hotspotted that. Performance of this is really good. And as of yet, touch wood, it's yet to be beaten. Now this roof mounted unit needs to be fitted by your friendly local retailer to make sure that your water ingress warranty remains intact. If you'd like the convenience of a sun canopy but don't want to erect a full awning, the 2-lay Omnistore could be a great option for you. Now this is a wind out canopy and it extends 2.5 meters out, which is the perfect size for your pitch. Now the Phoenix models are currently pre-drilled, which makes it an easy retailer fit if you'd like to specify it at the time of purchase. Now in addition to that, there's also the sun and rain panel pack, or if you'd like to turn it into a full awning, there's also the panorama room. Now this is available from primaleisure.com and it can be fitted by your retailer thanks to these being pre-drilled for the 2-lay Omnistore. With the 𝗏𝘃𝘃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃
swag that with you here. So we start maybe with the Wi-Fi system.
Yes, the Wi-Fi system offered by 𝗚𝗃𝘃 offers all tourers a completely connected feel with their caravans. So the new Phoenix GT75 range is pre-wired for Wi-Fi, so it's a nice, easy retailer fit. And it comes with two parts. So you've got the little antenna, which sits on the top, little hat, nice and simple. And then the main bit, which is in the overhead locker, is your router, which takes 2 SIM cards and can connect to any campsite Wi-Fi to give that 100% coverage Wi-Fi feel, and it'll keep all families on the go and connected.
Absolutely important, particularly with children. So the two things, well, it's an optional extra. It's the pre-wirings and the things as it is in all.
Yes, yeah, across all of our caravan and motorhome ranges.
Sure, and it is a retailer fit upgrade.
Yes.
So please don't try and fit this at home, folks. So it's a retailer fit upgrade. So probably the best time to think about ordering it is when you're placing your order for your caravan or your motorhome.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it does come with an optional data pack as well.
Okay,
with unlimited UK data or up to 50 gigabytes of EU roaming as well.
Marvellous, marvellous. Okay, let's move on to this bad boy on the floor we've got here.
Oh, yes. Oh. The CART Super Wheel Jockey Wheel.
Talk me through the features of this, Nick.
Yeah, so CART haven't quite reinvented the wheel, but they certainly developed it.
I like that. I like what you've done there.
So they've especially developed this rubber, so it flexes and absorbs, especially when you use it on gravel, especially when you move using motor movers as well. So, so it's nice and adaptable to whatever surface you're using it on. And also these rivets as well will keep the jockey wheel in such a sturdy construction, keep it all nice and together, so that it's very dependable. And it's also got a lovely safety feature, as I'll demonstrate now. So it's got a nice sort of turn lock system, so your jockey wheel is not going to spin round and round as you're towing it down the motorway.
Fantastic, and this will fit any of our caravan ranges?
Yeah, across all of our caravan ranges, it's just a simple swap out.
Okay, I mean, it looks It's very heavy, looks very robust. It might even be Lee Davey proof, I think. But let's move on perhaps to something a bit lighter.
Yes.
What else have we got over
Yes,
there?
so for safety and protection of your wonderful Phoenix GT75, we do have this lovely Bailey branded A-frame cover in a lovely grey, which complements the size of the vehicle. It's a nice, robust material.
Yep.
Yeah, and it gives you protection from dirt, UV degradation, so it's going to stay nice and fresh for many years to come.
Okay.
And to accompany that, to go in the lovely, lovely, lovely little channel above your wheel spout on all of our caravan ranges, you have the lovely premium wheel cover, which matches the A-frame cover. Nice and easy fit, use the channel above it, and also we now have this new zip system. So again, makes it nice and easy to fit to your caravan.
Fantastic. So it not only ensures that your caravan's sort of well presented, but also well protected. And I believe there's a full range of towing covers to complement these two items.
Absolutely, same materials, and it'll give your caravan a nice, protective, uniform, smart look.
Sounds fantastic. So if people want to find out more about these items, Nick, where should they look?
So they can come to us directly at primaleisure.com, or they can talk to their retailer when they place an order for their new caravan.
Thank you very much.
Now, as I mentioned in the video, the Wi-Fi does work incredibly well. We had one occasion, we had 9 people hotspotted on that, just when no one else could get any site Wi-Fi at all. But we're not just here to talk about the Wi-Fi, we're here to talk about the 2 remaining Phoenix GT75 models. So now we've saved the family favourites for last. And we're going to start with the 642. Now this is the layout that Simon and I took to the Sahara. The reason for which is because it's a very adaptable layout. Now it has twin single beds at the back, and the seating at the front can also be used as single beds, which means it can sleep up to 4 people, each of which in a single bed. Or if you have a family and you have slightly older children who are too big for bunks, it is the perfect layout for those. Kids at the back make up the double at the front. But let's take a look. The Bailey Phoenix GT75 642 has to have one of the most versatile layouts. Spacious lounge to the front, kitchen and media centre in the middle, the bedroom behind, and at the end is the end washroom. So it's the twin bed layout along with this lounge that makes it so versatile. Obviously, if you'd like to use it as a couple, great, single beds at the back. If you have slightly older children who may be teenagers, too big for a bunk, great, they could sleep in the single beds, you can make up the double. Or you can use these as single beds, they're 5'11" long, children here, mum and dad in the back. Also, this layout could grow with your family. When your children are smaller, they could sleep in the singles here, and then they could progress to the twin beds at the back as they get older. Then parents can make up the double at the front. And that's why this model was chosen for Bailey's Sahara Challenge earlier this year. I think I pretty much slept in every bed position possible here. Sometimes I was in the beds at the back, or I'd make up the double at the front to get away from Simon snoring. And it's nice to see a caravan that's not full of sand. So with that in mind, let's go back to a sand-free studio. Yeah, as much as I love the feeling of sand between my toes, it's not quite the same. You've got an inch of it in your caravan. But finally, we have the big brother of the Phoenix range. We have the all-new, for 24, 762 that is right behind me now. Now this, as you may have guessed, is my personal favourite. It's a twin axle caravan, it has fixed bunks, a large lounge, and it has an end washroom. Now with that end door, it means that once you open the caravan, you have an incredibly roomy feel. Let's take a look.
Well, they say save the best till last. We're certainly saving the biggest till last. This is the new boy in the Phoenix GT75 layout. It's the Phoenix 762. The only twin axle in the range, the 762, is, as the name suggests, 7.6 metres long, and yet it's still under 1,700 kgs in weight. It's an open plan 6-berth family layout, so it goes on for miles. Up front, we've got a spacious lounge with 2 long parallel bench seats, and these can be slept either as single beds or as a large double across the van. But as you come back through the van, it gets really exciting. You've got twin fixed bunks for the children. You've also got a second lounge space this side dinette, which will convert into a single bed, and it has a scaneway bunk above it, so you get 2 extra sleeping berths here should you want. And unusually for a family van layout, you get a fantastic washroom, hugely spacious, big shower, double wardrobe, and plenty of space to dry and change. The layout really has been designed with family in mind. The fixed bunks, for example, both have individual USB points, both have opening individual windows, and both have individual curtains. This section here can be totally cordoned off at night to separate out the younger members of the family from the adults. And the washroom, there's so much space in there. There's a huge shower cubicle, but there's plenty of space in there for you as well to help the children out as they need to get changed or get ready for bed. So this really is a fantastic family layout. So look away, Lee Davey. This is far too good for the likes of you.
To be fair, I think all of the GT75 range is probably too good for me.
Quite probably. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. Those were the magnificent 6 models from the new Phoenix GT75 range, which will be arriving on retailer forecourts from mid-September onwards. I think now it's time to have a go at answering some of the questions that have been raised by the public during the broadcast, and I believe Rebecca's bringing those on for us. Hopefully they're not too tricky.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Should we read the first one out?
Yeah, okay. We have Jerry from London. He's asking, what is the price range of the GT75 vans?
To you, sir, today. As always, Phoenix models represent fantastic value for money, so I'm pleased to say that the range starts at $22,999 for the 420, and for the 762, the biggest in the range, that is at a very reasonable £27,499. Full details on pricing and all other information will be on the website tomorrow.
Okay. Question number 2. This is from Pitch Up with the Pates. They're asking, what has happened to the vehicle since the Sahara challenge?
I think we spent an awful long time getting all the sand out.
I should think you did.
And removing the camel graphics. But actually, they've gone back onto our press fleet, our press loan fleet. We have a number of vehicles that we let the representative media use. So one of them's out being that. And the other one is being prepared for the Caravan and Motorhome Club Tow Car of the Year competition, which starts 2 weeks' time.
Yes, yeah, it does
I think
indeed.
we're both involved in that. Aren't
We are, yes. And final question, we have Julie from Swansea. She asks, can you tell us what your main highlight was from the Sahara challenge? I mean, do you want me to go first?
You crack on.
I mean, it's got to be going into the Sahara. When we talked about it initially, I thought it was going to be 100 yards off the road into a sandy stretch. But it took us an hour to reach it. And the road, I say road, I use that term loosely, we shared it with sand rails and big Toyotas, and there I was towing a caravan. Definitely the trip highlight for me.
Yeah, I suppose it sort of really made you aware that caravans and motorhomes do access parts of the world that other holidays just cannot reach.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, it was the night under the stars in the desert. The sky was just absolutely wonderful, and to be there was really quite moving.
Yeah. And you don't realise how many stars are there until you've got no light pollution. It just seemed there was more stars than sky. So yeah, phenomenal.
I think that's about all we've got time for now, but we'll endeavour to answer all the questions posted on our YouTube page over the next couple of days. Finally, before we finish, here are the all-important answers to tonight's quiz questions. Question number 1, the first Bailey caravan built by Martin Bailey was the Maestro. Question number 2, Bailey's longest running caravan range was the Pageant. 25 years of continuous production. Okay. So it was in production for about a third of Bailey's life, so an awful long time. And question number 3, the answer is 26. There have been 26 Alutech caravan ranges since the system was first introduced in 2009. Just a reminder that prize winners will be announced on our social media channels tomorrow. So that just about wraps things up from us here. Just a final reminder that full information on the new Phoenix GT75 range will be live on the Bailey website tomorrow afternoon.
Now, in the meantime, stay tuned to your favourite social media channels, because the guests we have here tonight will be creating their own content as soon as we've stopped talking. And all of this can be found whichever social media platform you choose by using the Bailey Phoenix GT75 hashtag.
Finally, it just remains for me to say thank you very much for watching, and we hope you all have an enjoyable time out and about in your caravans this summer. So it's good night from me.
And of course, it's good night from him.